wonderful, but right now when you don't,
Yeah.
but once the minute.
Well, good morning. Welcome. Sorry,
chatting.
you know me and Kim. We just bye. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to Tennessee Valley this morning. I'm your host Michelle Baker with my lovely co-host. We decided you were Kathy Lee last time, didn't we? Kathy
right.
Lee and I was Hoda.
That's
Okay,
right.
I think that's what
But
it
you
was.
brought no wine again. No wine again.
I know.
so-
It's just so early for the wine, and it's cold.
And it's cold, and I am not happy when I am cold.
I am not happy when I am cold either.
I'm not. I'd rather be hot.
Yeah. See, well, you're a Florida girl.
Right.
I want to be a Florida girl, but my husband will not leave Tennessee. But I want to be a Florida girl. But this 20 degrees is painful.
It's just wrong.
Wrong. I know. It's like, what's the word for it?
I mean, it is. But we've been lucky. I mean,
have.
it's Thanksgiving week, and,
I
and the
know.
weekend before is really the coldest temperatures that we've had.
That's
we've really had an
true.
Indian summer in a lot of ways. We just got color on our leaves a couple of weeks ago,
I
and
know.
they fell quick.
They did fall quick.
I
But
hate that.
driving back and forth from Athens, it's really been a beautiful drive
sure.
the last month or so. But I'm just so ready for 90 degrees.
Ready for spring.
No, I want midsummer.
You want midsummer.
I'm ready to get on the boat, get back to the camper, get back to,
Yeah,
but anyway.
the fun stuff.
But this is a big week, of course. It's Thanksgiving.
It is.
I'm
I'm thankful for you. We are at WTMB. We're thankful. Michelle comes in once a month, and she does a wonderful job, and she does a hosting job. And this is not something that we don't pay for this talent, okay?
This talent. I don't know about all that.
This is volunteer of their time and their abilities, and we really appreciate you.
Well,
and so we
thank
are
you.
thankful for you.
Well,
this
and I
week.
appreciate you for letting me do this. I enjoy doing this. I like being able to come on and educate people about my passion, senior care.
Right.
So I'm always very happy to be there and be able to do this.
Well, good. Well, we're glad you're part of
Well,
us.
thank you. Well, speaking of Thanksgiving, are you
Uh-huh.
going to do the big Black Friday shopping?
No,
No?
I don't think so. No, I'm not. I mean, no.
No, that was pretty
I
definitive.
don't. I mean, I'm one of those last minute people. I have never ever been on Black Friday. I don't think. Maybe in the early years, but no, I don't. And I especially don't go on Thanksgiving Day to do that. And there's a big controversy out
Yes,
there.
there
People,
is.
yes, people are like, and so, but that's not of any like integral thing, or or it's just that. I'm not ready yet.
Just not ready to go do
I'm
it.
not ready to go do it. I don't get my
understand.
Christmas decorations up until about 2 weeks before.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
when the kids were young, it was a whole different
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
But now, in fact, I've gotten so bad that the tree that I put up is one of those lawn ones that's a spiral, the white spiral. I took the middle one because the big one just goes outside, but the middle one, and all you do is whoop, like that. And then it comes up, and it's the spiral with the white lights, and I put a nice pretty little rug underneath it, and I'm
And you're done?
tree done. It's
Are
done.
you serious? See, I am just the opposite.
I know.
Mine have to go up the day after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I put up a minimum of 3 trees. I have a minimum of 100 Santa Clauses up because
Oh,
I
my
collect Santa
goodness.
Clauses. My daughter told me last year, okay, Mom, this is getting a bit creepy. Okay, it's really getting creepy.
You can't go to the bathroom without Santa Claus being with
yes,
you.
I do have Santas in the bathroom. It's utterly ridiculous. And then, the bad thing is I really get busy right after Christmas. And last year, I think my tree came down in February.
That's okay, though. I think that's
just couldn't get
okay.
to putting it up.
I think it should. I would rather the tree stay up and the decorations stay up longer than to go up earlier.
Yes.
I do, because when you put that much, because we used to, and Joe used to be. I mean, all kinds of stuff, and we still do with decoration. Just the tree is the big
Right.
pain. The other stuff you can put in, you can take it down really easy too.
Yeah.
And we have on all of our doorknobs, we have these little bells that we put on the bells, all the little jingle bells. We've got them in gold and green and red, I think. But we have chihuahuas too. Several. We have a herd. And so about 3 days after those go on the doorknobs, they come off in like a fit, because every time somebody opens a closet, because we've got them everywhere, on every knob inside the house, the bells ring and the chihuahuas are like, somebody's here. And
Yeah.
it's like, shut up.
I have a Dotson, and she would do the
Right.
same
And
thing.
so we put up with that Christmas spirit for a few minutes or a couple of days, and it's like, hurry up and take those stupid things
Take
off
them
the
down.
door.
Take them down.
Why did we do that?
I will tell you one of my favorite stories, and this is going to really sound funny that this is one of my favorite stories, but day after Thanksgiving, 3 years ago, I guess, my son, who is a big boy, my son's 5'11", about 250 pounds, was a football player, offensive line, big boy. I sent him upstairs to the attic. Bring your mother the boxes.
The boxes.
Bring me the boxes. He says, okay. So he and his buddy go upstairs, and you can hear them horsing around, being boys. And I heard my husband yells, we're in the kitchen. And we look up, and he goes, stop horsing around up there and don't step on the white fluffy insulation.
Oh,
What did he do?
Yes.
He stepped on the white fluffy insulation. So I'm standing in the kitchen, and I look up, and my ceiling gives birth to my 250-pound son.
Oh,
He literally comes all the way through, fits through, his feet hit my table, the back of his head hits the doorknob on the door going to the kitchen. He's laid out on the floor. I'm just, not panicking, but just like, what just happened?
Right.
Well, he jumps up and looks and goes, yeah, I meant to do that.
Oh my gosh.
He was fine. I mean, I made him sit around at the house for a while, just to make sure he didn't have a concussion or anything.
Oh, but he
But
just
he
came
literally
there.
fell through my ceiling.
And so you had a hole in your ceiling
We
for
had a hole in
Christmas?
there. No, my husband's very handy.
Oh, see, I don't
very,
have one
very
of those.
handy. Yeah, my husband was staying in there because we'd just been discussing what we were going to do that day.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm putting up Christmas decorations.
So
he
he's
goes,
got
yeah.
you
He's like-
too.
So he stands there and he goes, well, I guess I know what I'm doing
That's
today.
right.
So
There you
that
go.
was our day after Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So,
well, that's a good memory, though. Nobody got hurt. And nobody, at our house, that would have been the end of the holidays. Joe would have screamed. It would have been that, Matthew would have been dead, or Corey, either one, he would have
just died.
It would have just been
We're done.
awful.
Oh, really?
It would have been.
Actually, once we realized he was okay and we started seeing the white fluffy insulation come down like snow, it was really kind of festive. We were like,
That's right.
okay, he's
Snow
not
and
hurt,
snow. That's right.
so it's okay.
There you go, see?
It's really funny, all the different things that happen at the holidays. I saw a great commercial the other day. I can't remember who it was for, but it was talking about this is for the year that the lights went out on Thanksgiving. This is for the year that the turkey didn't turn out right. This is for the year that this happened. It may not always be uneventful, but it's always perfect.
Right. Oh,
And I thought that was really a cool commercial because I don't know how many times I've ruined the turkey.
Oh, I know. And the stuffing. I ruined the dressing last year and year before last. I don't know how. I'd never done that before, and it was like soup. And it's because, you just can't watch the cooking channel. You do what your mother did.
You do what your mother
And you do what
did.
you've known forever, and don't get any of these crazy ideas. And when they tell you, if you want it to be moist, you have to add, a whole bucket of chicken broth.
Yeah,
and I had soup. I had, it was okay like 3 days later.
Once it absorbed it all.
It finally came together and dried out enough, with the foil not being really attached.
Oh, I know.
The thing in the
I
refrigerator,
told my
but-
son I was making out the menu, and I said, I think I'm going to change the menu this year. And he looked at me and said, Mom, you try this every year. Just stop.
Just don't. I'd like to make a different dressing with the, cranberries and walnuts and stuff in it, but my family would
Mine would
like,
freak out.
Ew, and then I'd have to hit them right on Thanksgiving.
I know. And then you have that eventful
Right, and
story
then I'd have
that
to
you
be
have to
sorry
tell the
and
next 10
apologize, and I don't
years.
do that well.
Yeah,
So
I know. Well, and Butterball, if you do think you're going to ruin the turkey, Butterball has a turkey hotline on
They do.
Thanksgiving Day. So you can, I don't know what the number
I
is. I
know.
wish I'd looked up the number before the show.
you can Google it.
But yeah, Google it. You can find anything.
Just call 411.
Here you go. They can get
That's
it
right.
for you.
What's the Butterball?
Oh, and I saw another commercial that said that so many houses catch on fire on Thanksgiving because people deep fry them.
turkeys, right?
That would be an eventful story.
That would
be
be
careful,
one,
people.
just-
Just be careful and be safe while you're cooking on Thanksgiving.
That's right. Bojangles will do that for you. You can get that done from
Really?
Bojangles. I think it's like $35, and it's like a 12 or 14 pound turkey, and they deep fry them for you.
Wow.
Or smoke them, I think. You can get them smoked or fried, or maybe it's just fried there. I don't know. But anyway,
There you
I
go.
know they'll
You can
fry
always
one.
have a good turkey.
That's right. They'll fry one for you there. You don't have to burn the house down. In the
Yeah,
meantime.
let's don't burn the house down on Thanksgiving.
No.
Well, we have a couple of great guests today.
Well, good.
We have Renee Collins. She is a nurse practitioner here in Cleveland. She's with At Home Primary Care. One of the sweetest, best people I know.
Well, you know she's got stories. She's had events.
Oh, she's had events. She has had events. Trust
she's had
me,
events,
I know.
right. It had nothing to do with the holidays.
I know. But she is a wonderful nurse practitioner, and so I invited her on today to kind of talk about her practice and what she does and how she even helps us take care of our residents at Wellington and Clare Bridge. So I think you're really going to be interested to hear from her. And then I also have Bruce Bradford, who is the president of Kiwanis Club this year, and he's going to come in and talk about, Kiwanis Club does a lot of big events through the holidays. Right. So I kind of wanted everybody to know about those events and see what everybody thinks about that.
Well, there we go.
I think we've got a pretty good show this morning. So,
well, let's get started.
All right. All right. Well, let's go to a commercial break, and then we'll see you in just a few minutes then.
On the flip side.
On the flip side, the other side.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now, Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Right in his applesauce.
Oh, welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. We had a discussion at the break about Joe being a little obsessive compulsive, and we've got Renee Collins here, and she's going to help
trying to medicate him.
So
So he might not want to go to sleep for the next few days.
Yeah, I know.
Just keep it out of the corner. We got 3 women deciding
God
his fate.
love him. We love you, Joe. Kinda. We love you. Well, I want to welcome to the show Renee Collins. She is the nurse practitioner with At Home Primary Care. It's wonderful to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. I see you all the time, just not under all the lights.
I know, and the lights can get kind of warm.
I knew you were a star, Michelle. I knew that.
No.
And I didn't get the memo about
I know.
you know.
I know, we just showed up. I didn't.
We look like Alabama and Tennessee, don't we?
Oh,
see?
And I'm
or
wearing the wrong
Georgia.
color.
Now, let's not leave Georgia out.
I was
Georgia.
Seminole, so anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
Right,
for
that's a
different
whole
day.
nother disappointment.
I know, I know. Well, Renee, tell us a little bit about at-home primary care and what you guys do.
At-home primary care is a private primary care practice, and we are based out of the Cleveland area. We have an office just at the end of Chambliss, right on Jordan. Of course, we don't see patients in our office. We actually do something a little differently. We send providers into the home setting, whether that's assisted living facilities or whether it be the private residence. And Michelle, you're a Wellington, Brookdale employee, and so we see a lot of your patients in the assisted living facilities. We basically do primary care for the elderly. All of my patients are, for the biggest part, 65 and plus. They're patients that really just have a difficult time getting out to see their primary care physicians, so I'm filling in that gap and provide primary care and basically do chronic disease state management for these patients, trying to keep them out of the emergency rooms, out of the hospitals, and keep them in their environment as safely and as healthy as possible.
See, and I think it's so amazing, you know, and I didn't realize that nurse practitioner, that there were services like this till I started working here in Cleveland.
Right.
You know, just the thought of, you know, think of an 85, 90-year-old lady who can't sit for 2 hours in a doctor's office.
Right.
It's impossible. But she can still get the care that she needs in the, whether it be in the home or in assisted living.
Well,
It's
just
so,
getting to the doctor's office is usually a task. You know, most of your elderly are no longer driving. Even if they are driving, maybe they're not driving safely. And we see a lot of that. And, it's really hard for families to completely stop their whole day, arrange to take a family member to the physician's office. I originally started in internal medicine, so you know I saw a flip side of this, and you'll see a patient come in with 2 or 3 family members. Maybe it takes actually 2 or 3 to get them in, and what the physician or nurse practitioner or PA is seeing there in the office looks like everything's all good. You know, it's taken 2 or 3 people to get mom and dad ready that day. They all look good. They've got 2 or 3 people around them. They don't realize they go home to maybe an empty house. Maybe they're having difficulty with their bathing. Maybe they're having difficulty taking their medications, maybe preparing a meal. A lot of cognitive issues that you don't necessarily see in the office because the children or the caregiver is answering all the questions. And you've got a 15, 20-minute time span that you're spending with that elderly patient. And for the biggest part, a lot of the demented patients, the ones with any type of dementia, if they've sat for 2 hours, they're done. They do not want to answer questions. They're really basically wanting to get out. So you see a whole different picture when you visit the patient in the home setting, whether it's a private residence or an assisted living facility. You really understand what truly is going on with that patient on a day-to-day basis. And I believe it makes for the best recipe to care for that patient in a prudent manner so that they have the best quality of life they can have. And really everyone's happy. The family's happy. They're not having to drag mom and dad out. Communication is really good. Our office, we take calls 24/7. And I've had people ask me in the past, well, my goodness, you must get a lot of phone calls. But it's really quite the opposite. Because we're caring for the patients on a continuum, we're seeing them at the beginning and seeing them on a monthly to every 2 to 3 months, depending on what state they're in and where they're at as far as their medical state and whether they're in the home versus assisted facility. Basically like an old-timey doctor that goes to a different community every day. That's basically what I do. I go to a different community every day. I have certain days I go to the homes. I have certain days I go to each facility, each assisted living facility. So they know that's my day. They can have everything prepared for me. The problems that are going on with the patients that I'm not seeing, then all the patients that I am seeing, I'm taking care of chronic problems that they're having and just ongoing tweaking medicines and working with, it's a team effort. It's certainly, I certainly cannot take credit by myself. It's a team effort with the nurses that work in the facilities. If the patients are at home, the family members, you know, we're constantly educating them or working with home health, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, working just in this arena as a team effort. The girls in my office, my staff, they're wonderful. My business partner, Janie Patton, she's an RN. She's filled in all those calls as they come in. ordering labs, ordering x-rays. We have the capacity to actually do x-rays in the homes and ultrasounds and draw labs. So the patient basically has the gamut of everything you're going to get in the office, right there where they're at. Now, we can't do CTs and MRIs and things like that because the technology is not there. But the technology is such now that there are so many things you can do in the home setting that we couldn't do 20 years ago. So it's a very exciting time, and again, my staff is great because they're taking care of things on a continual basis while I'm out seeing the patients. They're taking the calls and they're calling me.
Very different from home. See, in my head, I was figuring that you were a home health agency and that you do all of that, but no, you work with those agencies.
Yes, we work hand in hand with those agencies, and I'm glad you brought that up because that tends to be a misconception that we're home health. We are home health, so to speak, because we do carry our health care into the home. But home health is mostly physical therapy, occupational therapy, nursing care, aid care. We are basically medical. We bring medical care into the home setting, wherever that might be, and provide that primary care component that patients are not able to get. I do have a collaborating physician, Dr. Walter Rucker, and he is wonderful. He audits my charts for me and, of course, is available for collaboration. He doesn't go into the homes and see the patients. He said, that's not my cup of tea. You're doing a great job. I don't want to do that. So, we've been doing this practice now for about 5 years. And we really enjoy it. The patients love it. They get used to having that nurse practitioner come in and see them on a regular basis. And you really build a bond with those patients and really get to know them so well. I see the patients so regularly, I can pretty much stand at the door, and the minute I walk in, know there's something going on. Or when one of the nurses will call me, or Michelle will meet me at the door, somebody says, Mrs. So-and-so is doing this, and I'm like, oh no, we're going to have to do something, because we see the patient so regularly, and the communication is just on a continuum. It's none of this, you see them every 6 months, and you only hear from the staff when something bad is happening. The communication is there, and that's why I say it's a team effort, because we do pull in everybody, and everybody kind of gets on the same page, and we're all working for one goal, and that's to keep that patient healthy, keep them safe within their home environment, and give them the best quality of life they can have. Just because they're 80, 90 years old does not mean that there's not a lot they can do. There's so much that medicine has evolved and technology has evolved. And if you do geriatric care, and that's my interest, and I've specifically studied geriatrics when I went to back to school, and that is my passion. And I know that there are so many things we can do to make that patient that's 80, 90, even 100 years old, make their life more full of quality and meaning, and just make them more comfortable.
You're not going to heal them, but you are going to help it to be. Just hydration alone. It makes the difference.
It makes
a huge difference. But when you know those things, that you can contribute to that, and so that's real. I didn't realize that's kind of like Royal Pains. That she's kind of like Hank Med. You're a concierge doctor that comes out, or a practitioner that comes out.
I hadn't compared you to that show yet.
I had thought about that.
On that scale.
Well, I had thought about that, and I've seen that show a few times, and
it's
trust
one of
me,
my favorite
that
shows.
show is way out there. It's so unrealistic, but
it's so wonderful, and I would.
But I think what we do is almost like a concierge for our patients, and I think they take it that way because it's to be able to pick up the phone any time of the day or night and speak to a real person, number one. Occasionally they'll get our answering service, or we don't have an answering service, but occasionally they'll get our voicemail. But we do immediately call them back as soon as possible, and we know our patients on such a personal level. Going into the home setting, you do get to know that patient on a personal level. And we can speak with them or speak with the staff and really tease out things going on with them and take care of something very quickly so they stay out of the hospital. You will very, very, very rarely hear from my office or myself the words, send them to the emergency room. Usually what you hear is, don't send them to the emergency room, please. Let's do what we can. Let's do some things that we can do here, and then we'll see, what else can be done. Can we fix them? Do we need to send them out for something? But we really try a very concerted effort to keep these patients at home and in their assisted living facilities where they're safe and comfortable, and they may be waiting an hour or two for an x-ray, but it's usually not an acute thing. But they're safe in their own home.
And they can watch their stories.
They can watch their stories. They can,
still go to some activities.
They can recline in the recliner. I mean, it's the best way to receive care. And then you have somebody coming in, looking at your home environment, and speaking to you on your terms. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to be able to go into that patient's home and really kind of invade their privacy. But it gives you a whole new perspective on how they need their care provided and what they need, really.
Especially if you're
It
managing
changes
diabetes,
things.
you
Yes.
can open the refrigerator and say,
Yeah, exactly.
although, I mean, you know, I can see somebody in their walker saying, here she comes, she's coming tomorrow, let's
Clean out the fridge.
That's right, let's put the cookies
You know, I
and
think my
cakes away.
grandfather bought a Baby Ruth candy bar on the way home from the doctor's office when they told him he was diabetic.
Well, that was the best one he could have gotten. Though.
Probably.
With the peanuts in it.
Yeah,
That's right,
I
that's
know,
right.
but I
So
swear,
that's
I
one
think
of the
he
better
did.
ones, I'm sure.
But
Like,
one-
this will be my last one ever.
Yeah, it never was his last.
It never was his last, and we
Trust
work
me.
within those boundaries. You
Right.
know, your patients are 80, 90 years old. If they're becoming diagnosed with diabetes for the first time, we certainly don't want to take food right out of their mouth, and we don't want to take enjoyment away from them, but we work with them. We work with the facilities, and actually, you know, we'll devise a way to allow them to have the foods they love but still stay in some sort of control so they can have a quality of life. Because a lot of them are having chronic infections and chronic little skin disorders and things, and maybe not having the best clear thoughts and being able to function because their blood sugars are high. You know, and then we find out, hey, you know, gosh, you know, yes, you can develop diabetes at 80 years old.
Yes, you can.
If you live long enough, you can develop a lot of things.
A whole lot of things. So,
Now, how about
I'm sorry, no, you go ahead.
insurance? I mean, does that cover? Does Medicare?
We do
cover
accept
it?
most
I don't
major
know what-
insurances.
Okay.
Medicare, of course, is a wonderful entity. It does provide services. It does pay for just as if you would go to the doctor's office.
all right.
Most of the
Killer.
doctor's offices will, some doctor's offices now are refusing to accept Medicare. There are a few that are refusing Medicare, but we do accept Medicare and a lot of your other insurances and Medicare replacements. There are a few that we don't take. A lot of the HMOs are very difficult to get into that program, so we're on the waiting list and we're trying to get in those, but we take a lot of different insurances, so it's just a matter of finding out, you know, having us check on that for the patient and getting all that taken care of through our billing department. So,
well, Renee, I have absolutely loved having you on here today, and I know we have only scratched the surface of things that are in your bank of knowledge because, you know, I've heard you speak at the Alzheimer's Association, at their symposiums and different conferences, and just the way you can educate and talk to people about different things is incredible. So I appreciate you for that. So maybe we can have you on the show again, and we can, you know, kind of maybe talk about specific things like managing medications and preventing falls in a home, and you know, different things that you can do to help protect and make, you know, make the home environment a safe one.
that sounds
for
good,
our
Michelle.
elderly.
Thank you. And I
So-
appreciate you. Michelle does a wonderful job, and it's always good to see her smiling face.
I didn't get the memo that it was Brag on Michelle Day. Wow.
Somebody's getting a hug. I know it. I just know it. I just know somebody's going to get a hug when we go to commercial.
I know it. Okay, we'll be back right after this. I'm going to hug somebody.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Are you having trouble filing for disability?
Seems no one is concerned about your pain, the waiting, the denials.
While some representatives will meet with you in court, we will meet with you now to discuss your plan. We'll review with you the same file that the judges will see. Call us now. Social Security Law Center at Logan Thompson.
You're entitled to better.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning on a very, very cold Tuesday morning. I don't know why we're drinking water. Why I'm drinking water. I should be drinking cocoa or coffee or something like that. I don't know.
I can't. I just, because that means that I have to go crawl back in somewhere warm. So I've got Diet Coke hid back there. There you go.
Well, welcome to our second guest.
Hello.
Mr. Bruce Bradford with the Kiwanis Club of Cleveland.
Now, do you have a hat?
No, we have bells actually.
have
Kiwanis have bells,
All right,
yes.
bells.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have bells and we gong the bell.
Oh, that's right. Your bell.
Yeah,
people.
we gong the bells
that's right,
before we
that's
start
the
the
Shriners,
meeting.
I think,
That's
that
right.
have
The
hats, yeah.
Shriners do have the hat. The
That's right.
Kiwanis have the bells.
I
That's
buy a lot of
right.
their candy, though.
That's right. I know. I do
their
too.
candy. I do like their candy. But Bruce is here to talk to us a little bit, just give us a little overall of Kiwanis. I know we've talked about Kiwanis before on the show. But we also do some pretty big events in the months of November and December. you
Yes,
know.
we sure do.
So tell us just a little bit about Kiwanis and what their purpose is.
Very good. Our primary focus is helping the kids of the community and of the world. And so all of our fundraising is to that effect. The vast majority of it is to help here locally. We do have one international product that is the International Kiwanis product to eliminate maternal neonatal tetanus.
Hey, you
which
got
is-
it out.
Yes, I know, it's a miracle, it's a miracle, yes, that's right. And basically the reason why this is an international project is two reasons. Number one, tetanus is basically in everything. It's in the ground, and most of us are immune to it, but in some parts of the world, they don't have that natural immunity. And pretty much if you don't have the immunity, you're gonna get it. It's just in almost everything. So, but with a shot, it can be eradicated. So our goal is to have that eradicated in a few short years nationwide, I mean worldwide. And so it takes like $1.18 or something like that per shot, and the mother only needs it one time. So that's our international focus. But here locally, we work a lot, as Cleveland State does, with Boys and Girls Clubs, and of course, our next major event, I guess you could say, is the Head Start program, where we buy coats and other clothing for needy children. We'll basically collect the funds, go shop for them, and present them with the actual goods. And every year you go in and you think, oh, I'm going to buy, so many dollars worth of toys, and then you hear about the family and realize, no, they actually need a jacket. So the first thing we buy for them is a jacket, and then go from there based on the needs that the family gives us. So that'll be, and also in December we'll be doing, as a lot of other organizations do, ringing the bell for Salvation Army, which is always a lot of fun. So, but the big reason, normally when I represent Kiwanis, I'm in a coat and, dress slacks and everything. And two reasons I'm dressed down today: one, I'm off today, and secondly,
Came in on your day off.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, two pretty ladies, man. I ain't no damn. So anyway, and especially on Michelle Appreciation Day.
That's right.
Yes,
I
that's
know.
right.
We're all
So,
being
yeah.
thankful for Michelle, and hugs were given, and
they were
of course, so
given.
go ahead and you do
Sure.
the appreciation.
Absolutely. Yes, and we do appreciate Michelle. But the other reason is to represent, generally when you think of a service club, you think, oh, I've got to dress up. I need to be in a tie and everything. And even though our Thursday noon meetings are relaxed and fun, still we're usually dressed for business. We have started an AM club that meets at 7 a.m. the first and third Wednesday of each month. That is very casual. I mean, we literally...
pajamas.
Yes, yeah,
That's the way
basically,
I would
that's right.
think.
Yeah.
Be in pajamas.
So we sit around the table, we still have a guest, we still, say the Pledge of Allegiance. We don't sing a song though. Excuse me. And then, and basically we sit there and ask questions, kind of like the three of us are doing now, except you have a whole table full of folks. So if you've ever been interested in a service club and middle of the day doesn't work for your business, or if you want something less formal, come join us sometime. And that morning club, 7 a.m. every first and third Wednesday of each month at Mountain View Inn, still participates in the same projects to help kids. So
Yeah, I was really happy to hear that we were doing like a satellite club, because there have been people who haven't been able to be a member of the regular Kiwanis Club because they couldn't attend the meetings, because it's right in the middle of the day for business. Now, I personally haven't been to the 7 a.m. club because I'm not a morning person.
No, and you don't live right here. It's not like, you know.
No, it's a 30-minute commute
it's a
for
clip,
me.
I know,
So I'd
right,
have to
so-
leave home by 6:30.
yes.
No.
Yeah, not twice a month. I do it once a month for this, but you know, hey.
That's right.
Whew, that's enough. I'm just not a morning person. So,
But a lot of people are, and there are some clubs out there that do have early morning meetings that start before work, that, you know, just to facilitate those that don't have that hour for lunch, or that it's not a place that they can, you know, they can leave once they get there. So that's a good deal. I mean, it is. And the Mountain View Inn is the place for all of the civic, you
all
know,
the clubs.
Right,
They
of
all
them.
meet there.
So they all meet there, and they are
do.
very accommodating. I mean, the Hughes have done a great job with that up there.
They sure have. I mean, a homemade breakfast, you know, biscuits and gravy and sausage and all other kind of things. That y'all were just talking about diabetes. I guess I shouldn't be talking about this. But anyway, it's delicious. It is so good. And they do have coffee there and water.
Right, you can have water for coffee, but throw me a biscuit and gravy.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm all over that. And we're talking about that on the week of Thanksgiving, when you know, and we're starting to go into the season where everybody gains all their weight.
I know.
Oh, yes. Oh, some of us have already gained it.
No.
You know, I'm gonna be here. Just me.
No,
not
I'm
you
working
two.
on it.
I'm eating whatever I want, and that's all there is to it. The first Thanksgiving, when Joe had done the big diet and he had lost, you know, almost all of the 100 pounds at
Yeah.
that point, I wanted to just punch him, because I mean, he was like, "How many calories do you think that has? How many pounds?" I'm like, "Shut up!" I was like with the mashed potato.
Just let me eat my food.
Just eat it, enjoy it. It'll be fun.
You wouldn't have that problem with me.
Yeah,
That's right.
tomorrow you can go back to being obsessive over the calories, but I worked hard on this for 2 stinking days. You know?
Hey, my doctor wants me to lose weight for various reasons, and that's one thing he told me. He said Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That's right.
Don't worry about it.
That's right.
Other
Don't worry
days,
about it.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just right.
Well, you know, I dieted through the holidays one year. I started in September.
Yeah.
And on Thanksgiving and on Christmas, I ate whatever I wanted to, and would go back to dieting the next day, and I had lost 40 pounds by January.
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, it is possible.
It is possible.
It's very possible.
Oh, we got to find y'all's roots out. I know I'm supposed to be answering, not asking, but I got to ask y'all: stuffing or dressing on Thanksgiving?
Dressing.
2 Southern girls. I knew it.
Okay,
Well,
now,
that's good.
there is a funny story about my dressing, though. You say you do it the way your grandmother always
That's
did
right.
it, right? And I make very good dressing. I did not know you baked it till I moved here.
Oh, how did you cook?
My grandmother always would just crumble up her cornbread and then would put sage and celery and all the other
As
and
long
onions.
as you don't put eggs in it, that'd be fine.
She put an egg in it. But she always poured like boiling broth in
On
it.
it.
So I
Okay.
think that's why we never got sick, because the first time I made dressing at Thanksgiving in my husband's family, I didn't bake it. I didn't know you baked it. I didn't know.
Oh, she serves raw egg.
It was wonderful. So now I have to make both of them, because my family wants the raw, like my grandmother
'cause
made.
You're used to that.
Yeah,
right.
and but Rob's family wants it baked.
Joe, I have to put chicken livers in his.
Oh, now I like chicken livers, but not in dressing.
That is the
Oh,
most,
no.
it is
Not in anything for me.
disgusting.
Oh,
It is disgusting, and I do it every year because I love that man.
come back to the light, Jeff. Come back to the light, Jeff.
I mean, no one has ever heard of that. I mean,
I've never
oysters.
heard of that.
Yes, everybody up north, you put oysters in it.
In
I
your
mean,
dressing, right.
They do. Well, Joe's family is from up north, and he says it's a northern thing, but I have yet to find one person that has ever eaten liver dressing.
Right.
Liver. What's he yelling back there?
Because we're in the South, but a lot of people in the North moved down here. I mean, but no one has ever heard of it. And I think it's because his parents didn't know. His mother didn't know that it was supposed to be oysters. And she just knew it tasted funky, so she put liver in it, and there you go.
Well, my wife grew up north, and her dad's from New York, as in Queens, and she grew up in Illinois, so she ate hash out of the can.
Yeah.
Which I had never touched that
he'll
stuff until I
eat that
married her.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, my heavens.
Yeah.
Well, she would fry it up. But,
And hominy.
yes.
Oh, see.
I love hominy.
But,
See, I don't like honey.
Hominy and beets,
I don't like
that
that.
stuff.
Now, I like roasted beets. I like fresh beets. You know,
Okay.
they're on trend now. I just don't like the pickled ones.
I love pickled beets.
See,
And
like-
pickled okra.
There you go.
There you go.
Good deal.
I'm a Southeast Kentucky girl.
Oh,
Okay?
yeah, there
That's
you
where I'm
go.
originally from.
There you go. Cool.
Really good food now, but they don't serve any of that at the Mountain View anymore. do they? How did
No,
we go?
we will get a
I'm trying to
Thanksgiving
bring it
dinner
back.
though, probably. Yes,
They
yes.
do.
They'll probably
They
do it
have a
tomorrow.
good Thanksgiving.
Do they do a have a Thanksgiving
good
dinner
Yes,
there?
they do. I don't think they do it on Thanksgiving. I think
Oh,
they're
okay.
probably closed. I'm not sure. Oh, well, I guess they'd have to do something for the travelers. though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
they do.
They'll do something.
Yeah.
They'll have
and
something
so, but
for
I
the
do
fall.
know that week.
I think they're
Because
doing that
Tom Rowland
on
always makes
Thanksgiving. I
fun.
think they said that. They're going to have it. If you want to eat at Mountain View that day, I think you need to make a reservation.
I think so too.
Oh, okay.
That's what I understand. But next year, on Kiwanis, I know I completely got us off track.
I know.
But that's my fault. I did that.
It's the
But
show.
I'd rather talk about food anyway.
I know.
But yes, we will have our pancake breakfast in April. We are, of course, we're going to bring back our dog show that so many people loved.
Yeah.
I actually had a couple of moms call me that their daughters were disappointed. But the reason we stopped it the one year was we just didn't have as much participation the last year as we did the first year. We'd only done it twice. We thought, let's try something else. Well, we didn't realize folks missed it. So this year, we're actually going to get it promoted earlier. And, of course, we will have what we call the Harlem White Banquet. Many of you in Cleveland remember Harlem White. He was a member of our club and as fine a citizen as you'll ever know. So we actually give away a Citizen of the Year award honoring Harlan. And last year, we also included several other awards for local folks, and we'll do that again. Honor a veteran, honor a young person, someone who works with young people, all for citizenship. And so Judge Andy Bennett actually was the Harlem White Citizen Year last year. So we very much enjoyed that. But
The Harlem White Banquet was fun last year. It was really a lot of
Yes.
fun. We really got, I think, and everyone who received those awards, I think, were very, very, deserving. I cannot think of her name. She does the Dolly Parton Imagination Library for United Way. Janice.
Yes, Janice.
She
Waddell,
won.
yes.
She won an award, which I think is.
And then she turned and joined our club and is a
Yes.
fantastic member.
Yes.
She has been getting us involved like with Ocoee Volunteer. That is or volunteerocoee.com, excuse me. And that is a major emphasis for Kiwanis now, is we're looking for high impact and, to be honest, low cost events. Every month we're having a reading at the Boys and Girls Club. That is different from what we've done in the past. We're cutting down on things. I could care less about awards. I've been blessed.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of folks have been awarded in lauds, and that's fine. And I want to recognize other people, don't get me wrong. But for ourselves, for our clubs, you know, there's all these criteria for us to do. My main objective as president this year is to get out in the community and meet the needs. The reading of the Boys and Girls Club is something our older members can do. Our younger members, and we've got a lot of those now, are actually now wanting to do more active. For example, we will have a work day at Boys and Girls Club. Last year we painted their theater area. And so there's a lot more activities going on. We also sponsor 2 clubs in Cleveland, Key Clubs, and they are affiliated with Kiwanis. And if you're a member of Key Club, you're eligible for the Kiwanis Scholarship. And there's one at Walker Valley and one at Cleveland, and I mean and soon to be one at Bradley County, and we hope soon to be one at another high school and another local college. So, and we hope that we have one of those local colleges will be here at Cleveland State. But that's a couple of years down the road. We just
When he says
we don't
local
want to bite off more than
college,
we chew at once. But it
there's
is
only
service.
one.
Yes, there's only one. But
A lot of
getting-
suspense there.
But nobody wants to commit to anything anymore. So if we can make them better citizens, or help them become better citizens, we can't make anybody anything, and give them the
Yes, we
opportunity.
can.
There you go. That's right. No turkey and dressing for you.
That's right. We will make you.
Reminds me of the soup Nazi
That's
on
right.
Seinfeld.
See, I
No
know.
soup
No
for you.
soup for you.
No soup
Ooh.
for you.
And your audience would love another revealing question about the two of you, so I got to ask you: cranberry sauce canned for the plop, or do you do your jellied homemade stuff?
I do the can.
I do the can, but my mother-in-law makes the homemade.
I like these girls.
My
man.
mom
That's
makes like
awesome.
a spaghetti salad. I mean, it's a cranberry salad with the whipped cream and all of that, and that's really good. But I have to have the jelly with the circles on the
The
outside of it.
can. Oh, yeah. Because that's how you know where to
That's
cut
how you know
it.
how to
The
slice it.
way Grandma used to make it. That's what I want.
That's right. I'm
Right.
not messing with those stinky cranberries. I'm having me some jelly out of the can.
That's exactly what I do.
I just like I I have gotten that taste with the turkey and the dressing, and it has to have that jelly, that consistency.
Yeah.
I don't want even the cranberry, like the one with the whole cranberries in it. I want the smooth jelly.
Yeah, now I don't want the whole big
no,
lumps.
and the
That's
glaze
right.
that's in it, and then you have to. No, I want that smooth
There you go.
jelly.
You got me.
I'm
My
hungry.
mouth's- I would have to take off work and do Thanksgiving a day early.
That's right.
All right, well, let's take another quick break, and then we'll be back and hopefully talk more about Kiwanis and maybe what we're having on
That's right.
Thanksgiving.
We'll have to talk about sweet potatoes.
Oh, yeah. See you right after this.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back to the show. And if you guys could only see some of the conversations we have during the breaks, we have gone onto an absolute just discussion of Thanksgiving foods, or just foods in general, really.
Right.
We were having the conversation that probably the nastiest thing I have ever cooked, and I did it on request. My father-in-law, whom I loved dearly, I absolutely loved this man, asked me to make squirrel and dumplings for him. And I told him, I said, you have to bring the squirrels to me cleaned and ready to cook. I am not doing that.
Right.
That was the rule. And he said, if I bring them, will you really cook them? And I said, yes. I will cook them for you, because he loves my chicken and dumplings. Oh, we have to have chicken and dumplings on Thanksgiving, too.
See, that's a good idea. Oh,
well, we have to have the dumplings.
Do you have to do that, too?
Yeah.
Well, there's an idea.
There you go. So, but the squirrel and dumplings, I leave my kitchen. I put the squirrels in there to boil, like you would your chicken. I leave the kitchen for a little bit. I walk back in the kitchen, and I'm like, what is that smell?
A squirrel.
It was the squirrel, okay? It was the squirrel. Oh, my word. I did not think I was going to make it through cooking them. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. At dinner, I couldn't eat.
Oh.
I really just turned my stomach. I couldn't eat. Right. And so I looked across the table at him and I said, do you like the squirrel and dumplings? He said, Michelle, those are the best squirrel and dumplings I've ever had. I said, you better enjoy them, because you're not getting them from me again. You are not getting them from me again. And of course, my mother-in-law looks at me and goes, now you know why I told him I'd never make them. I said, you're a smart woman. So, all right.
So boiled squirrel does not smell
good. Sweet potatoes. Do you guys do marshmallows on yours or no?
I don't.
We do. Yes, we do.
I don't.
Brown sugar too.
I do brown sugar and pecans.
Yes.
I do frosted flakes, brown sugar, pecans, and butter.
Ooh, frosted flakes.
Frosted flakes.
Wow.
That's right. I do, but it's on top of the sweet potato casserole. I have to put the eggs in the milk, the evaporated milk and cinnamon
Yeah.
and everything in there. It's really like a dessert.
Yeah.
And so, but no one except for me and my youngest son, which is diabetic. He's a type 1 diabetic. Has been since he was 9, and that is he wants that topping on that sweet potato, and so that one time a year he gets
That one time a year. You know what? My son did it the right way this year. He pulled what my husband did years ago, and he didn't know my husband did this years ago. He has gone to everyone in the family. They all come to my house on Thanksgiving, so we do the bulk of my daughter and I do the bulk of the cooking. He has gone to everyone in the family and asked them to bring his favorite thing that they make.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And they bring it all to my house, and so he's going to be set for days.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Cool.
a smart kid.
He
That's a smart
is.
kid. Might have come through the ceiling, but he's a smart kid other than that.
We're not letting him get this Christmas decorations down this year. He didn't have to last year. I told him not long after that happened, I said, if you really wanted to get out of doing it, you didn't have to break, tear the ceiling down. You could have come up with a different way. So,
Right. So what do you do about how could a person that's not a member of the Kiwanis, I'm not a member, but, Joe coached at the Boys Club for years and years and years. We have a heart for that. That whole system is a wonderful, beautiful program out there. And then just to buy a coat for a kid, is there some way that just without making
Yes.
us?
Yes. Yeah.
Without
That's right.
making-
Right. Yeah.
That's right. Make a commitment. You have to join us and drink the Kool-Aid every.
Right.
So we just want to buy a toy and a jacket, and to do that, can we do that and still be saved?
Sure can. Absolutely, sure can. And we don't put you on a mailing list or anything like that either. And we can put it in our. You wouldn't be doing it for the tax donation. I know that.
Right.
But we can still put it in our foundation also, and you should be able to count it that way. But yes, just simply, folks can call me 423-605-9239. That's 423-605-9239. And I'll be glad to get them the information on how to do that, just so they could send that in. And, of course, the check will be to Kiwanis Club of Cleveland. And we will be delighted for anyone who wants to do that. Another opportunity we have later in the year is Dr. Seuss Day, which is here. As a matter of fact, right here at Cleveland State, where we give books to the young people of the area. And they all get a Dr. Seuss book appropriate for their age.
Oh, wow.
For free. Brand new.
Well,
Brand
I've
new.
never been. And
I want one.
There you
love
go.
Dr.
Yeah.
Seuss
I do
books.
too.
And last year the club gave away 800?
Yes.
Wow.
It was like 800
That's
Dr.
great.
Seuss books.
And the only limit is the money. So, because I know there's more kids out there. And if we have too many books left over, you can always find the children.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
And that is one thing that really has, I strongly recommend folks get involved some way with a service project. We would love to have you in Kiwanis, and I'd love for everybody to just join or participate even as a donor. But get involved somewhere, because becoming this involved in Kiwanis, I didn't realize how many needy people there are out there. And with us, emphasis being on children, it's just heartbreaking how many kids are going home hungry on the weekends. And here in Bradley County, I'm not talking about Africa or the Asian subcontinent. I'm talking, right here in Cleveland and Bradley County and Polk counties. And we're fortunate that this is such a giving town. We're very fortunate this is a giving community. And yet, as giving as this is, and maybe one of the most giving places on earth that I know of for the general population, there's still unbelievable needs out there. And so we need all of us pitching in and helping.
There really is. Tomorrow, on the morning show tomorrow, we're having Reba Terry from the Caring Place.
Yes.
And she came on about a year ago when they started that program, The Lunch is Sending Home the Kids.
Yes.
That is
After school,
such-
when their backpacks.
Yeah.
And that they do it to where that they don't have to tell their parents or their brothers and sisters they've got food. They make it to where it doesn't have to be heated and, or stored in refrigerators. And it broke my heart when she started telling about that's here in our schools.
Yes.
And specific needs and what they did and how many backpacks that they packed for kids, and it was done all anonymous. The other kids don't know. They put it in their backpacks,
Right,
so
right.
while they're out to recess or wherever. And they have, 2 days worth of juice, juices and a canned, beanies and weenies or chicken and dumplings or whatever
Just
in
anything.
that. Yes, in there. And they try to make it as healthy as possible, but it still has to be processed because it has to be stable.
yeah.
But that is just, to me, that broke my heart.
It broke my
just
heart.
broke my heart.
I know. And here we are talking about all the food we're going to have on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And people are hungry.
And people are hungry. I just, and I would feel horrible as a parent, being put in a position where I couldn't take care of my children. And, unfortunately with the economy, the way things have been going,
right.
There's so many people that are in that situation. So, I agree with you about,
that's a great vehicle
Yes.
that drives the bus, guys. You got to have somebody driving the bus to get it out there and to find those needs, because, as much as sometimes our heart bleeds, we don't know where to go.
Don't know where to go.
Or if we're getting the right message, because as with every need there are people that will abuse a gift.
Exactly.
And so that's so you guys have the great vehicle to be able to find those true needs out there.
Absolutely. Yes, and that's been a blessing.
And Bruce is right. Even if it's not through Kiwanis, find somewhere to help, in their community.
A dream of mine is to connect with a county school, either through, because I work with River Valley Ag Credit, we work with farmers, and then of course through Kiwanis, and of course I'm with another couple of our charities in town that I get to work with. I would like to find some way with those vehicles or through our church or something to reach at least one of the county schools. And you say, well, not help them all. Well, we got to start with one.
Right.
You got to.
I would love to help them all,
Right.
but just don't have the resources. But because we are, and the Caring Place, thank heavens, they're doing 2 or 3 schools now, I think.
Right, I know.
There were none before the Caring Place.
Right, absolutely.
So,
and they started with one, I think, maybe 2.
Yes.
One or 2, but one particular, I know that they did more than a great deal of the lunches at that one.
And there may be some folks out there who are like maybe I was in my younger days of, well, if their mom and well, I was never this way, thank goodness. Anyway, maybe if their mom and dad would get a job or something. Yeah, I've actually heard this said, or
Right.
if their parents didn't do dope and all this stuff. Folks, it's the kids.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I don't care whether it's their parents' fault or not.
Right.
Help the children out. And then if you're so led to mentor adults and help them do better, wonderful. There are programs for that too.
Yes.
But for the kids, though, get involved with it, and they're really going home hungry. As you
They
said.
really are going
The
home.
pack-a-sack, is that what they call it?
I don't,
Or something like that.
I'll have to ask tomorrow morning if I
don't remember either.
But I don't either what the program is exactly, but I remember the details about it. And when she told me about it first time, I was sitting here,
Yes.
with tears, and I was like, oh goodness, I'm crying, and I was trying to get it together, but it just, because I just didn't realize. And now at our local church, we had done the program to where we provide a meal. We go and get, turkey and a ham and all the fixings and all the stuff, a Christmas tree, and then gifts for the individual family. And when we went to deliver those, I was just shocked to my core at some of the places that we went, and the need so great. And yes, maybe some of those parents could have been a whole lot, but the kids,
Kids can help it.
Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
hard to really kind of look some of those parents in the eyes when you knew they could have done better by those kids, but when those kids saw us coming, and it was just amazing.
And then there are parents who want to do better but can't.
Right.
For
There's
whatever
a whole-
reason.
right,
There's a whole other gamut out there. They
Absolutely.
want to be able to, but they can't right now. For whatever reason, whether it be the economy or loss of a job or whatever reason.
Or their help,
or
you
their
just
help.
never know. But the kids are, and the kids are the reason for the season.
That's right, that's right, yes.
Let's do a little cliche this morning.
I love it. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much again.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you all.
We love you.
We love you.
We're
I love
thankful.
you.
We're just so thankful for each other.
Yes.
Everybody have a wonderful
And
Thanksgiving.
she'll see you around Christmas.
See you
time
around
next time.
Christmas.
And we're going to
and
love each other
Happy
again.
Black Friday shopping.
Well, that's right. Have a good time. Even if you go on Thanksgiving, I don't care.
Be safe on Black Friday, though. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Bye.